Imagine losing $50 million in a single phone call. Your reputation? Ashes. Your family? Walking out the door while the movers take the furniture. Most men would scream. Most would break. But me? I poured a glass of water and watched the ice melt. The world thinks I lost everything that night. They don't realize that was the night I finally became wealthy. Today, I'm going to show you how to become unbreakable when your world is on fire. This isn't just a story about money. It's about the most expensive lesson in freedom you'll ever hear. Are you ready to stop being a victim of fate? The illusion of power. My name was Ethan Harper. In Manhattan, that name meant something. I was the king of high-rise glass and steel. I had the Patek on my wrist, the Ferrari in the garage, and a heart full of shadows. I thought I was in control, but I was a slave. I was a slave to the stock market ticker, a slave to my ego, and a slave to the opinions of people I didn't even like. I was a success by every American standard, but every time a deal went south, I'd lose my mind. I'd scream at my staff. I'd drink to numb the anxiety. I had everything, yet I owned nothing because my peace depended on things I couldn't control. The Great Collapse. Then came the Tuesday that changed it all. A fraud investigation. My partner had vanished with the funds, leaving me holding the bag. By midnight, the feds were at my door. My friends stopped picking up the phone. My wife, tired of the anger and the lies, packed her bags. I sat there, in the dark, clutching an old leather diary my father left me. He was a simple man, a carpenter. I used to laugh at his simple life, but that night, I opened it to a page marked with a coffee stain. It said, "You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength." I looked at the ice in my glass. I realized the ice didn't care that I was broke. The water didn't care that the FBI was coming. The universe was indifferent to my tragedy. And in that indifference, I found my first breath of real air. The Coffee Shop Philosopher. 2 years later, no more Ferraris. I was living in a studio in Brooklyn and working the 5 a.m. shift at a local coffee shop. The man who used to close billion-dollar deals was now cleaning espresso machines and mopping floors. People asked me, "Ethan, don't you feel humiliated?" I'd just smile, because for the first time, I was the master of my own house. I practiced voluntary hardship. I walked when it rained. I ate simple meals. I trained my mind to realize that as long as I had my character, I had everything. I learned that wealth isn't having many possessions, but having few wants. I was no longer a victim of the world's chaos. I was the architect of my own stillness. The ultimate test. One rainy afternoon, he walked in. My old partner, the man who stole my empire. He looked expensive, gold watch, Italian suit. He saw me with the mop and started laughing. He threw a $20 bill on the floor and said, "Clean my shoes, Ethan. Looks like that's all you're good for now." The old Ethan would have jumped over the counter to kill him. But the new me, I felt nothing. No anger, no resentment, just pity. I picked up the 20, handed it back to him and said, "Your money is no good here. You took my wealth, but you could never take my mind. And that's why, in this room, I am the only one who is truly free." His face went pale. He realized his power over me was gone. I had become unbreakable. He left the shop trembling while I went back to my work. I wasn't a janitor. I was a philosopher with a mop. The conclusion. Tonight, I sit on a bench in Central Park. The city is loud, but I am quiet. I don't know what tomorrow brings, and for the first time, I'm okay with that. I am not what I own. I am not what people say about me. I am the silence between the storms.